I am Jane Seymour, the third wife of Henry VIII, a queen whose quiet grace brought England a fleeting moment of peace. Born around 1508, I was not born to dazzle courts or spark revolutions, but to heal a fractured kingdom. My reign was brief, yet my legacy endures through my son, Edward VI. This is my story, a tale of duty, love, and sacrifice in the shadow of a tempestuous king. I was born at Wolf Hall, a modest manor in Wiltshire, to Sir John Seymour and Marjorie Wentworth. My family was respectable, but not of the highest nobility. I was no scholar like Catherine of Aragon, nor a firebrand like Anne Boleyn. My education was practical, needlework, household management, and piety. Yet it was my gentle demeanor that set me apart. In 1532, I arrived at Henry's court as a lady-in-waiting, first to Catherine, then to Anne. The court was a storm of ambition and betrayal, but I kept my head low, my heart guided by faith and loyalty. By 1536, Henry's marriage to Anne Boleyn was crumbling. Her failure to produce a male heir and her sharp tongue had worn his patience thin. I caught the king's eye, not with bold wit, but with quiet kindness. Where Anne was fire, I was calm. Henry, now in his mid-40s, sought solace in my simplicity. He courted me cautiously, aware of the scandal that still lingered from his break with Rome. When Anne was arrested for treason, I became Henry's hope for a new beginning. On May 30th, 1536, just 11 days after Anne's execution, we married. I was proclaimed queen soon after, though I wore no crown in a grand coronation. As queen, I sought to mend what Anne had broken. Henry's court was divided, his daughters Mary and Elizabeth cast aside. I urged him to reconcile with Mary, restoring her to favor, though I could not secure her place in the succession. My household was a haven of order, my motto, bound to obey and serve, a reflection of my devotion. I avoided politics, focusing instead on Henry's comfort and the promise of an heir. In 1537, I fulfilled that promise. At Hampton Court, I gave birth to Edward, the son Henry had longed for. The kingdom rejoiced, but my triumph came at a cost. Childbirth was my greatest trial. The labor was long and fever followed. On October 24, 1537, just 12 days after Edward's birth, I died at Greenwich Palace. My body was weak, but my spirit was at peace, knowing I had given England a prince. Henry mourned me deeply, the only one of his wives to receive a queen's funeral. I was buried at St. George's Chapel, Windsor, where Henry would later choose to rest beside me, a testament to the love he bore me. My life was short, my reign shorter still, barely 18 months. Yet I left an indelible mark. Edward VI, my son, would ascend the throne carrying my hopes for a stable England. My brothers, Thomas and Edward Seymour, rose to power in his reign, though their ambitions outlived my moderating influence. I was no warrior queen, no reformer, but a woman who brought calm to a storm-tossed court. My legacy is one of quiet strength, a fleeting moment of harmony in a reign defined by turmoil. I am Jane Seymour, queen, mother, peacemaker. My life was a whisper in the roar of Tudor history, but its echo shaped a dynasty. Subscribe for more stories of history's unsung heroes.